All right, good morning, folks, and welcome to our broadcast, FYI family. How are you folks doing this Wednesday, May 28th? How are you guys doing? Gotta put on the glasses, see the thing. Yeah. How are you guys doing? Good morning to each and every one of you. Good to have you on the live this morning. I see Mandy is here, Edward is here, Paulette, Natasha, Anthony Paris, Senior, Anthony Paris Senior. Good to have you on the live this morning. Paul Yanjo. Paul, good to see you on the live. Paul, it's a little while I hear from you, Paul. Good to have you on the live today. That's what matters. That is what matters. The only history that matters is the history we make today. Ingrid Pollard, good to see you there. Leonard Fernandez, Everil, Edward, Brian, Roll, good morning to all of you. How are you folks doing? How are you folks doing? The night is far spent. Good to have all of you on the live. As we say, on the live. Good to have each and every one of you joining us. Great to see all of you folks on the live this morning. Let me see what this thing is going to tell us here now. Good to have all of you on the live. Put it on stage. Let's see how we get it. Come and stick to the stage. Yeah, there we have it. Switching up a little bit with some of the comments. Yeah, there you have it. Good to have all of you on the live. Y'all can see yourselves now. You can see the comments now. Claire and Bridge Mahan. You see what I'm seeing? You know, technology. Grateful for it. Technology. Very, very grateful for it. You see? The technology. There's the comments rolling by. Irwin Don. Sharon, good to see you. Don Walcott on the live this morning. Irwin Don, good to have you as well. Michaela Andrew. Sandra Hanover, good to have you on the live. German Griffith, good to have you on the live as well. Don Walcott. Dwayne Cameron, good to have you on the live. Dwayne. Yvette Joyce. Good to have Joyce here too. And all the other folks who are joining us. Grateful to have all of you with us. And we're thankful that the people keep improving the thing. All right? Who me? You're tall this morning, homie. You're tall. You're short. I see you. I see you there. I have to internalize that for a quick second. You're tall this morning. You're tall. I see you there. I see you. Who me on the live? Ewart Benjamin, Robin Kendall, Paulina, and Gwazi Griffith on the live as well. Paulina. John Jones is here this morning. Good to have you, John. Good to have you, John. And all the other folks joining us this morning, the entire FYI family. Everett Small. Everett, thanks for the thing. Everett, thanks for the thing. Thanks for the thing. Folks, we got to continue this work we're doing here. And a handful of folks, real handful, less than a handful, reached out to us yesterday after we made our call to help us to go, help us to keep going. You know, we're not under no, what do you say? We're not under no compulsion, obligation. But if you want to keep us going, make a donation to our program. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. Nalini Carmichael, we see you there, Nalini. We see you there. All right. Good to have all of you. Sonia Massey, come on the live this morning. Good to have you. Bernadette, Everett Small. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. Good to have all of you on the live. Rupert, we see you there. Altia, Alita, Rena Cummins, Joy Anderson. We see all of you fantastic, lovely folks on the live today. And we want to get on with it. Folks. There's a lot happening. There's a lot. Plenty stuff. Good to have all of you on the live today. And so much to say. So many things happening. There's an election for instance, there's an election happening in Suriname. Happened. Right? Nobody got the required amount to go over. So them boys are in coalition talks. The folks are in coalition talks there. And it seems as if you're going to have a first female president there in Suriname. That's how it's shaping up a little bit. So we're watching that. Looks as if nobody has a clear outright win. Nobody has a clear outright mandate. Looks as if, based on the internal wranglings and so on, as though Suriname, Irfan friend is out. Irfan's compadre, he's out. And I'm talking about Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, who had promised us the fishing license. Well, if Santokhi couldn't give us, imagine the other boys. If Santokhi couldn't make the deal, right? Santokhi didn't understand the heart of the deal. Imagine them other boys. So it seems as though we're gonna have a government soon in Suriname after that election. But the last we got on that is that they were working on the fine prints. Right? The behind the scenes. That's some of what we heard taking place in Suriname. Some. Right? So they just watching that. Right? And how it may or may not go. They said that this young lady, I'm looking for the name. I don't have it at my hand reach. Want to share it with you. Looks as though she's going to be the next president there. So much for Santokhi. People don't understand. Rondell. Right? Brenda. People don't understand. This thing is touch and go, Right? One day is the spider, next day you're the fly. But PPP think that they got some monopoly in governance. Cher Mercurius, Alex Rodriguez, Glenford Gordon, Jonathan. If enough people say, look, fed up with this nonsense. Government changing in a couple of months. If enough of you say, had enough of this, government can change. Government can change. I feel a little sluggish. I got up so early this morning. Got up so early now, should be about 12 o'clock. Louisa Johnson, if you desire change, and you got a couple more like you, Maxine and Siobhan, Claire Alexis Chomley, Lennox Anderson, if you desire change, not going to happen. The Suriname, they're on the cusp. They're on the cusp. The cusp. Please and thank you. So we're watching that. Seeing some folks say it's fed up. Right? King Sion says he worried about me visiting places. We got to do, see. How else we can get you valid and credible information? But thanks for your concern. Thank you for your concern, my brother. Thank you so much. So that's on the Suriname front. How things by you this morning? How things by you this morning? That's what you want. How things by you this morning? Let us know, please. How things by your end? You know, quite recently, the National Assembly, I think it was MP Tabitha Surabo Halley asked a question about Venezuelan migrants. Yeah. Asked the question about the Venezuelan migrant. And more in particular, Tabitha asked the question whether we have Venezuelan gangs here with us. I think that was what she asked. Do we have gangs here with us? Oh, Robson ran out. Run it out. Yeah. Came it out. Take a look, take a listen. Some of what he said in National Assembly. Just last week, I think it was. Take a listen. Take a look and take a listen, folks. Take a look. Take a listen. Anytime. Nothing like Wendy. All right. Well, I guess you all got me to deal with. Siobhan, Beatrice. All right. Good morning, Beatrice. Happy birthday, folks. Let's give Beatrice a quick shout out there. Let's give Yep. Apologies there. Beatrice says it's her birthday. How you guys doing? Paulette says we need a change. Beatrice says it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Beatrice. Happy 40th. Please and thank you. Robeson Band in National Assembly quite recently, folks. Take a look and take a listen.
Minister Robeson told the National Assembly on Friday that he was unaware of the presence of any Venezuelan gang in Guyana. He said that he can say that there are gangs in Guyana,
where it appears that there were recently a number of gangs on the move, facilitated, fostered, supplied, and that some members on the other side were in appearance in relation to the activities of those
The
gangs.
inference was that the protesters who took to the streets in the wake of the call for justice for 11-year-old Adriana Young were gang members.
The burning of the streets, the burning of the buildings, the beating of persons, the looting of stores, the attacks on innocent people, all in furtherance of making political capital out of what is indeed a tragedy.
The question of organized Venezuelan gangs was another matter.
As of the current date, the Ministry of Home Affairs, in collaboration with joint services, including the Guyana Police Force, the Guyana Defense Force, and the Guyana Immigration Department, has not officially confirmed the presence of organized gang known as Tren de Aragua or any other similarly structured foreign gang operating within the borders of Guyana.
He said that there have been reports of cross-border criminal activities.
There is no verified evidence to suggest that the Tren de Aragua gang has established an operational base or presence in Guyana. Nevertheless, the Ministry and the Joint Services remain vigilant and are actively monitoring the border areas, particularly regions 1, 7, 8, and 9.
He said that surveillance patrols and the relationship with regional counterparts are being intensified.
Should any credible intelligence arise, immediate action will be taken in accordance with national security protocols to safeguard the sovereignty and safety of the nation.
There have been reported gang activity in Guyana, and Minister Ben actually told the nation that Venezuelans represent the fastest growing population in the prisons.
Yeah. There you have it, folks. We don't have gangs. Venezuelan gangs. We have other gangs, but not Venezuelan gangs. Right? Yeah. You know what we have though? Now the allegations are there's some Venezuelans blowing up things here. You know, East Travenfeld police outpost. An explosive device detonated the back of that building, blow the back gate portion of the back fence. And then at the GPL substation on Mandela Avenue and I think it's South Travenfeld Gardens, the explosive device was put under or put close to one of the power poles there, the utility poles. Yeah. They said 3 Venezuelan nationals. They call this terrorism. I didn't see any minister speak so firmly about this. If Venezuelans are in this country involving terror activities, terroristic activities, I thought the police force might want to have like a press conference or something. Shamila Ejil, I don't know. I might be wrong. Right? But from the posture, don't seem like taking this too serious. John Jones, from the posture. Oh, just take a little press statement, man. Take a little press statement. Venezuelans again. Trying to blow up police station and power station and so on. Take a press statement. Brennan says scary. Correct? Asha? It's very, very scary. But you don't see, if you don't, this venom is just reserved for the opposition. It is only reserved for the opposition. Crystal Simon? What a wicked and deceitful government. What a wicked and deceitful, treacherous government. According to them, 3 Venezuelans, mind you, I'm surprised that the police station got a camera just in front. The substation got a camera, but we don't see images of the men from the cameras. Why is the police holding back on this video, man? Travaza Williams, Audrey Brown, King Sion. Why they talking half and left in half? Marlin says Hickens, Watson, Blanham, quiet on everything. Quiet on everything. I don't see the kind of seriousness that such a matter deserves. I don't see the same kind of seriousness. We got Venezuelans here blowing up stuff and just take a press statement, man. Just take a press statement. Just some of the things we're watching. And you know these boys, you gotta watch. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. Look, we have had a Chancellor and Chief Justice have not been appointed substantively for 20 years. 20 years. I saw the Bar Association president chide, slam, lambaste, call out the government, say appoint the ladies. They're eminently qualified. Appoint them. Appoint them. Yeah. Everything, yeah. Let us get this Judicial Service Commission in place. Yeah. Got them. Seal. Got them. Leader of the opposition also give his no objection months ago. Could be 2 years ago. The Judicial Service Commission was reconfigured, operationalized again. We still waiting. And just like he did about 2 years ago, speaking to Sabak News recently, outgoing head of the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, he says the lady should be appointed. But, or rather, that these positions should be filled. And he went on to say it's most regrettable. Most regrettable. You know? And you can see one and two people say, well, I can go with them boys. I can go with them boys. I can go with them. Transformational. After deep thinking, I did with them. Father have his mercies. May the Lord have mercy on us. Most regrettable. Justice Sanders says. Justice Adrian Sanders. It's most regrettable. You know what's most regrettable? Oh, nothing irregular. Nothing irregular. Nothing. You know what's most regrettable? Imagine you got an election. People claim all of these things were done that were untoward. All these things. And you got a man like former Region 4 Police Commander Edgar Thomas. Edgar said, but I burned my diary with all information. Edgar, who see this, see that, claims he got his instruction, operated on his own. Edgar says, I burned my diaries. And he's a star witness for the government. One of the star witnesses for the government. I see this, I see that, I hear this, I hear that. But the diary that he would have made the jottings, you see, he said, burnt it. He said, I burned it. Folks, it not look suspicious. Devion Austin, Martin Thomas, who me? He not look suspicious. Maria Vera, he said, burn the books. He not look a little. Could you imagine Mingo, Lonefield, who are supposed to be in possession of some record, and they say burn it? If Lonefield and Mingo and our other colleagues who are on trial, right, if they got their records and people pointing fingers at them and say, rig, 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 and the people who pointing the fingers, saying, well, we burned the records, of all the things we saw and so on, we burned the books, we burned the ledger, we burnt our notepad. Sheena, that look a little suspect. Huh? Sheena, that look a little suspect. What you say to something like that? This is personal diary? Is it? My God. Suspect. The man said he burned the records. Right? Edgar Thomas. Where we get Henry from? He said burn it. Folks, make it make sense. Carlisle, Shamila, Andrew. Right? Make it make sense. It's not the people who being accused of attempted rigging and fraud and all that in the last election that born anything, you know. Is that all? According to this report we saw, he said bonnet. Fires of the PPP, a bonnet. A bonnet. Malali Cock, Sherma Curious, Nolan Warren. That's what he said. Right? The man burned the records. And we heading into another election. We heading into another process in which all the T's and cross and all the I's not dotted. Some serious movement happening by GECOM. And all these things related, you know. Edward Thomas, GECOM, all are in the books. Burn the books. Right? Interesting times. Very interesting times are upon us. So GECOM doing its own story too. I'm grateful for the opposition nominated councillors making the arguments yesterday. It's everything irregular. Everything is not, cannot be regular. Some of the commissioners told us yesterday. Can't be regular. You see, it just can't. It just can't. So here, I think it's Vincent Alexander talking about how the chair usurped the authority of the council, of the commission, when it went out there when she went out there telling the president about the election date, among other things. She overstepped her boundary, her boots getting too big for her foot. Take a look, take a listen, somebody said.
There were what was seen as shenanigans that led to President Irfan Ali announcing the date for general and regional elections. Today, Tuesday, the opposition-nominated commissioners made some stunning disclosures at the press conference today.
It should be noted that the revised work plan, as presented by the Chief Elections Officer, established September 22nd, 2025, as the earliest possible date for the holding of elections. However, the President is reported to have said that he consulted with the chairperson of GECOM, who advised him that GECOM would be in a state of readiness to hold elections on September 1st, 2025.
President Ali then announced September 1 as the date for the holding of the elections. Commissioner Vincent Alexander said it was crass for the president to make such an announcement based on the unilateral decision of the GECOM chairperson, Justice Claudette Singh.
This contrived and baseless date is just another instance of the manner of conduct of GECOM and the nation's affairs under the chairmanship of Justice Claudette Singh in conjunction with the Chief Elections Officer and his cohorts, to wit, the PPPC nominated commissioners, who prefer to be referred to as the PPPC's representatives, notwithstanding the oath that they took as constitutional officers.
Alexander said that they were made aware of the announced elections date at the same time the nation was. The announcement came during the independence speech by the president. The date doesn't coincide with the work plan of the commission, he said.
The plan that is now in circulation has reduced the time frame by 21 days, which means internal deadlines have been reduced, many of which would be in contradiction to the custom practice and statutory provisions. Secondly, the current work plan has not been discussed with the commission.
According to Alexander, the GECOM chairperson told the president that elections could be held on September 1st.
So she has unilaterally usurped the authority of the commission And the public discourses seems to suggest that in fact she was speaking on behalf of the commission, which was not the case, because our last meeting, we were still discussing a plan that proposed the 22nd.
Yeah, confusion powder sprinkle GECOM unilaterally. You know, this brings back memories. Those of you who are old enough, you're old enough, y'all can tell us which year it was that Do Not Sing was swearing in Janet, and the commission still counting votes. We see this movie before. Do Not Sing was swearing in Janet, declaring her presidency, rather. Declaring her president. And the vote still counting. The vote still counting in polling stations. Right? Unilateral decisions. Mind you, you all would know that Do Not went on to become Attorney General under the PPP. Do Not went on to become Attorney General under the PPP. Monosubi. So we've seen this movie before. The thing is being done right in front of our eyes. Don't take lamp stick to go look for it nighttime. Right in front of your eye. Right in front of your eye. The thing is being done. See? Right in front of your eyes. And during that press conference yesterday with the GECOM commissioners, I think it was Charles Corbin who made a point that because you got all these truncated work plans and so on, right? Because of the truncation, Mr. Corbin says, the people of this country can be shortchanged. Again, right? Could be shortchanged if we go down this road to hurry the thing. People can be shortchanged. You think you understand that? You think you understand that? Please and thank you. Here's some of what Mr. Corbin said. Take a look, take a listen.
For nearly 5 years, the political opposition has been calling for a clean and modified voters list. It has also been calling for biometrics. None of these things has been granted. And despite the perceived irregularity on the part of the GECOM chairperson, there isn't much that can be done.
So the nature of the operation of GECOMs in the context of the law does not easily provide for these things to be addressed in a court. And we've seen the evidence of that in the past in relation to the allegations of fraudulent votes, where the said chairperson said that we could not take any action in that regard, that it had to go to the court. But after the act had already been committed.
Commissioner Vincent Alexander said that this is a case of trying to undo what has been done unilaterally. But any communication by the commission is transmitted by the chairman. Commissioner Charles Corbin said that before the chairperson could transmit any discussion, the commission must deliberate.
What has happened here, as outlined in the statement, is that what the president has indicated is which he says he got from the chairman, is a misrepresentation of what happened and what was the position of the commission at the time when that communication occurred.
He said that there was no consultation with the commissioners. The time for certain practices has been unilaterally reduced.
For contestants, those who are wanting to enter the time frame, we've received calls asking for guidance if we want to get in what to do. The fact is that those persons who are now learning the process but want to get involved will have, first of all, to understand, and then they have 4 days to respond. We have had situations where someone wanting to be a presidential candidate of a party interfaced with the commission, and during that meeting, we were able to point out and said, what's your name? We are not seeing it on the list.
He said that the present situation means that the public would be shortchanged. This would affect the delivery of an election that would be considered free and fair.
Yeah. Welcome back, folks. You see, the thing is already being said. Welcome back. The thing is already being said. So when you see with your own eye, don't go lamb stick. Don't take lamb stick to look from nighttime. What you're seeing with your own eye, you know, take it as it is there. Please and thank you. Take it as it is there. So there's a lot happening, folks. A lot happening on the election front. This trust has only grown in systems like GECOM, systems like the Guyana Police Force. This trust way up there, way up there. As we are not a heard the Alliance for Change, my party of choice. We ain't going no place. We ain't like some people that hopping about, jumping about the place. Like if you know yourself. Right? We going no place. He says, along with Lord George, the party's Indigenous Affairs advisor, the opposition got to be engaged. Abraham Lincoln himself said, no country can long survive half slave, half free. Government got to engage and engage the opposition. Otherwise, then they be talking to himself. Right? Talking to yourself, you know, can be accommodated is when you answer him back. Engage. The lines will change.
Over the years, the government has been ignoring the opposition. However, the opposition is persisting on offering recommendations to the government. On Friday, the Alliance for Change said that it's necessary for the opposition to persist with engaging the government.
We have an obligation to make sure that we continue to engage and make representation, continue pushing to hold the administration accountable, to continue to push for transparency. Of course, we know the dictatorial positions that it take, but we have a commitment to not just the constituents, but all Guyanese.
That was Laura George, an AFC executive member. She said that the opposition has a mandate from almost 50% of the electorate. She said that even the Tushaus have concluded that they are being ignored.
When it comes to the Tushaus being brought out every year to engage with government, that is also something that the Tushaus themselves, the communities at the district council meetings have raised that very question as well. When we go to the conferences, we go with the issues and they remain unresolved. And they have said, the communities are aware that it has been a talk down where, for this year, it's one that was loaded with campaign language, campaign rhetoric.
Member of Parliament Kemraj Ramchitan said that the Constitution requires that the opposition must engage with the government.
That is inherently in the philosophy of liberal democratic orders, unlike the democratic centralist orders, which literally is the philosophy behind the PPP government. They live a lie when they say that they are liberal Democrats. They are all authoritarians, and I have known that, and I've pelted out to that party and put on exile because of my disagreement on that score.
He said that the only other option to excluding involvement with the government would be violence.
To disengage will create some dynamic that will force us to go violent. And we, as political parties that live the democratic order, do not want that for Guyana.
He said that the PPP wants to provoke violence.
And notwithstanding the fact that the government of the day is pushing us off, we must not surrender or yield to their push-offs. We must be there in Parliament. We must be there in the National Tushao conferences. We must be there on the streets. We must be there everywhere in the municipalities, the council, the city council, whatever. When in opposition, you'd still be there in the Regional Democratic Council. And that is what we want. And I think ultimately, the voters will realize that they are doing a whole load of nonsense to the extent then that they're going to vote them out.
Yeah. But I think the voters right there. I think the voters are right there, folks. That's my belief. The voters are right there, ready to vote them out. Ready to vote them out. Right? You all don't be distracted. Don't be fighting among each other and distracted by silliness. Don't do it. So a girl fatter and doggy. Bill. Charged. Bill, I think. You know. Don't let's go down this road. You become a distraction. You become a distraction. You know, I see somebody talking about presidential candidates. I think it's a brother Norman Brown. Only Campbell could rescue. Well, if there's only one person, we're in trouble. Right? Dr. Terence Campbell is a fantastic fellow, fantastic businessman. All of us can do it. All of us pulling together in the same direction. God do it, you know. But let me hold a focus. Hold a focus. And let's get on with it, please. Let's get on with it. Please and thank you. Saw a young man lost his life. I think on the, is it on the quarantine? On the Essequibo coast. Slow down, please, and let me arrive alive. Slow down. This is 17-year-old. Right? Yudraj Ram. Yudraj, surname Ram. Lost his life. Lost his life. Condolences to his family. Condolences to his family. He was involved in an accident with a minibus. Lost his life. You think there's one thing wrong in this country? Roads need attention. This need, that need attention. A lot of things wrong. A lot of things not going the way they're supposed to go. And then you got a PPP. The only people who see in the ways, friends, family, and favorites. Friends, family, and favorites. Those are the only folks who are seeing the way. Right? Look, story. Remember we told you about this magistrate who remanded lots of Abnu supporters. Remanded them. Right? And the PV activists went scot-free, was given bail. That's how the justice went. That's how the justice went. Right? And I heard the leader of the PNCR, Mr. Norton, spoke to this matter quite recently. Spoke to this issue quite recently. Y'all think this country easy? Ivor and Glenford? Right? Denise, Andrew? Friends, family, and favorites. Who got money, got bargain. The lights really doing a number me this morning. You see Miss Quentin? The lights in front of me. Right? The lights. Right? You think it's one thing wrong? Go to friends. The lights. Take a look at what Mrs. Norton said in a recent press conference at the PNCR.
When a magistrate signed an order rescinding a decision to remand a West Coast Belize resident to prison, a minister of the government threatened legal action against the People's National Congress reform. The People's National Congress reform had reported the demand said that a minister called the magistrate. Recently, leader of the People's National Congress reform, Aubrey Norton, said that his party stood by the initial report.
If you look at our post yesterday, you would see we got the case file. And on the case file, the magistrate stated that he was remanded to prison. And then the next day, he was released. So we know it is accurate to say that all of them were remanded, but only this one PPP activist was released.
A number of people were charged and remanded at the same time.
Why, if no crime had occurred or no mismanagement, why did you move the magistrate? Because immediately after this became known, they moved the magistrate. I believe the removing of the magistrate is an attempt to protect the minister.
He said that it's a tradition for the government to sacrifice public servants for its political interests.
One of the hallmarks of the People's Progressive Party is that they always take action to appear to do something, but in essence, they do nothing. If you go back, we were promised a thorough investigation into the death of Orrin Boston. Until now, none. This government is prone to arresting innocent people and put them in the lockup, but doing everything to ensure the guilty goes free. And we have to keep objecting to that.
Gotta keep objecting. We gotta swim or we sink, you know. Friends, family, favorites. And when you raise the alarm, the magistrate quietly transferred, quietly. Who got money, got bargain? Smash that emoji button for us, folks. Smash, smash, smash. Smash that emoji button. Please and thank you. We're going to see you guys in the next one. Let's leave it there this morning. Let us leave it there. Folks, y'all, hold a focus. Right? While some sun shifting, hold a focus. Right? We know a couple of things are lined up. Them boys want to shock until they want to debilitate in a way. I'm not getting the right word. Right? They want to stop you from moving forward. Right? That's the aim of it. Let me hold a focus. Please and thank you. Bella, Andrew, Diane, Marville, all the other folks. Ned Beckett, Edward, Sugate on the ballot. Friends, family, and favorites on the ballot. Good folks. Let's leave it there. We can catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe and have a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic day. Have a great day, folks. We're going to see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, please.